Example C. 330 people want to attend a movie at Warren Theater, and they are divided into 24 full rows. How many people will sit in each row? There's a question mark there. How many people will not get a seat? There's a question mark there. I have two questions to answer. I know I'm dividing, so I'm going to set up a multiplication table. Here's my multiplication table. I'm going to do my first 5 facts, which I've already done. Now I'm going to copy 24, 48, 72, 96, 120. I'm going to fill in the missing zeros. 1,200 is my biggest one. I'm going to set up my big 7 here. 330 divided by 24. Now I know I'm ready to subtract, crossing off what I can't use. I can use the 10, so I'm going to subtract 240, and that's a 10 for my quotient. 0 minus 0 is 0. Bigger bottom, better borrow. This is 2. This is 13. 13 minus 4 is 9. Going back to my table, looking what I can subtract. Too big, too big, too big. I'm going to circle the 3 and subtract 72. 72. And my quotient is 3. Now I've got bigger bottom, better borrow. This is 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 minus 7 is 1. I've got 18. I go back to my table. I can't subtract any of these, so I know 18 is my remainder. When I think about what 18 represents, it represents people. This was 330 people that I started with, so I have 18 people left over. Over here is where I'm going to add to find my quotient, 13. So I know there are people who are sitting in rows, and I've got 13 people in each row, and I've got 18 people who will not get a seat. I've answered both questions. Example D. Miss D has 235 Skittles to share equally. She's sharing equally, which tells me she's dividing. She's sharing equally with her 17 students. About is an estimation word. It tells me to round. About how many Skittles will a student get? I know I'm going to round 17 first. 17, is that closer to 10 or 20? Well, it's closer to 20, so I know this is now 20. I know now I'm going to look on the 2's row, and I'm going to look for 23. If I go to my multiplication chart and I look on the 2's row, 23 is between 22 and 24. It's right here in the middle. Whenever I'm in the middle, I always go to the end, 24. So I'm going to round 23 to 24. The 5 becomes a 0. So my division problem is going to be 240 divided by 20. I'm going to underline my simple problem. 24 divided by 2 equals 12. So I know my answer here has a 12. I look at the zeros. There's a 0 in the dividend and a 0 in the divisor. Those zeros cancel each other out. So I know there are 12 groups of 20 inside of 240.